Ride along each week as we share proven strategies to strengthen your business, energize your team, and create the business success you've been dreaming about. And now, here's your host, Rich Allen.
How do you welcome new team members who join your team? Welcome to the Ultimate Business Tune-Up Podcast, where our one and only goal is to help you tune up your business so you can have the long-lasting success and fulfillment that comes from owning a solid, profitable, and sustainable business. Each week, we dive deep into a single topic related to improving your business, improving your team engagement, or improving your relationship with your customers. This week, our topic is one that will have a long-lasting impact on your team and your culture: the process you use to onboard new team members. I covered this topic over 2 years ago, but it's important enough that it needs to be repeated from time to time. So this week, I'd like to revisit this particular subject for a couple of specific reasons. First of all, this is a process that most all businesses have significant opportunity to make improvements in. In other words, most businesses have a pathetic onboarding process for new team members. The opportunity to do better is everywhere. Secondly, I'm excited to revisit this subject because of all aspects of business that can be tuned up. This area is probably the easiest. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't require additional staff. It doesn't require you to implement some new software tool set. You simply need to make the decision that this is important to you and then focus some time and effort on it. So my job today is to convince you that it's worth your time and your effort. I like that. A simple assignment. So let's dive in. I'll start by sharing some research I did several years ago. I was working with some very good clients when it seemed that out of nowhere, a couple of my best clients' businesses began to struggle. They were blindsided by some team engagement issues that caused them to lose some valued team members, and as a result, their customers began experiencing some inconsistent support and service from the company. It didn't take long for these customer issues to have an impact on their ongoing revenues. As more and more customers were disappointed by the service they got, they stopped placing orders and took their business to a competitor. As it happens with many businesses, while the business owner had a sense that something was off, it wasn't until a couple of months later when they reviewed their financial results that they realized they had a big problem that needed to be fixed. So we started doing some digging into what was going on. I spent several days and weeks talking with each team member of the business to see if I could uncover the root problem of the dissatisfaction. I started to get some rich, insightful feedback and made the decision to expand my research to all of my clients, not just those who were having troubles in their business. Over the next several months, I had meetings with probably 300 or more team members from a variety of companies. My line of questioning was pretty simple. I essentially asked them 3 basic sets of questions. What are you thinking, because I know you're not saying anything, about your position on this team? What drives your positive thoughts and what drives your negative thoughts? What are you thinking about your teammates and your leaders in this business? What drives your positive thoughts and what drives your negative thoughts? And what are you thinking about your customers and the bigger purpose for this particular business? What drives your positive thoughts and what drives your negative thoughts? Their responses were very revealing. I got a real good look at the things that were going on in the business and whether they created positive or negative thoughts or reactions from the employee's perspective. I synthesized the feedback I got and created what I call today my radically engaged team assessment. It's a 36-question survey that reveals what your team members are thinking about your business and their future as a part of it. If you'd like to get an idea of what topics it covers, you can simply go to my website, www.tourtoprofit.com, and you can take an abbreviated version of the survey itself. So you may be asking, what does all this have to do with today's question, which was, how do you welcome new team members who join your team? Well, it turns out that one of the key indicators of how team members feel about the business they work for is how well they were onboarded when they first joined the team. I've completed hundreds of radically engaged team assessments over these past several years, and one of the consistently lowest scores on the survey is this statement: I completed a comprehensive onboarding and orientation program after being hired. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being absolutely not true and 10 being absolutely true, this particular statement typically scores in the 3 to 4 range and sometimes even lower. What that tells me is that the vast majority of businesses do a very poor job of onboarding their new hires. But that probably doesn't come as a surprise to you. It certainly doesn't to me. You may ask why. Here's what I think. Most times when a small business owner hires a new team member, they're doing it because they can't continue to operate the business without that person. Whoever's doing that job today is likely behind, they're tired, they're frustrated, and they simply want to stop having to do multiple jobs. So when the new person finally shows up, they're put to work immediately, just to fill the gaps. In many cases, the intention is good. When things slow down, we'll go back and make some introductions, get things set up properly, and give them more of an overview of who we are, what we do. But for right now, let's just get done what must get done. But that day never comes. And when someone else quits or moves on, the cycle is repeated again and again. Does this sound familiar? My bet is you've experienced this very thing. And we both know that it's not the right way to make someone feel special and welcomed when they join the team. Here's a better picture of what should happen when someone new joins your team. We should welcome them with a celebration. So glad you've decided to join this fantastic team of people. We should have planned for their arrival with a workstation set up, business cards, email ready, and all the tools, supplies, and equipment needed for them to be successful on day one. We should take them around to meet everyone on the team in all areas of the business. We should have planned for at least a half-day orientation with the business owner so the new employee can hear firsthand what the owner hopes to accomplish with his business in the future and what new roles they envision creating as the business grows, what matters to them most, and how this business sets itself apart from the competition. We should spend time making sure they know exactly what's expected of them in the first weeks and first months of their time on the team. We should schedule time for the new person to shadow or observe all aspects of the business, from marketing and sales through operations, production, or field support, and through customer service and administration. We should assign them a mentor or coach to help them make sure their transition onto our team goes smoothly. This should be a peer or non-supervisor who can help with any kind of challenge or struggle the new employee is experiencing in their new role. We should let the new employee know exactly what's expected of them, their job responsibilities, their performance measures, and the behaviors we expect from them on a daily basis. These should be presented in writing and discussed with them at length to be sure there's no misunderstanding from the beginning. And we should set a 30, 60, and 90-day review session with them so we can catch any issues early and give them the feedback that they're needing and wanting to be super successful in their new position. I could go on, There are likely more things that should be included in this list, but let's pause here for now. I want you to imagine what your business would look like and how your team members would feel about you as the owner and your business as a place to work if this set of activities happened for each and every member of your team. How excited would everyone be to be a part of your team? How motivated would everyone be to help you make your business successful? How much better would teamwork be amongst your team members? How much better would your team members serve your customers as a result of feeling special and important? I can promise you, it would change the entire trajectory and complexion of your business. Look, we all know that when we first meet someone, our first impression lasts the longest. That's why when we first meet a prospective customer, we put our best foot forward. We want to make a positive first impression because it makes it much easier to build a solid relationship when we start with a positive impression. If that's true with our customers, how much truer is it with our team members? We're going to see our customers maybe weekly or monthly, but we're going to spend time with our team members every minute of every day. We want them to join our team with enthusiasm, and we want that enthusiasm to last for the entire time they're on the team. Wait, you don't think that's possible? Well, that's because you haven't experienced it yet. It can happen, but it certainly won't happen if you continue to ignore the power of a well-designed, well-thought-out onboarding process for all new hires. So here's your challenge for this week. Spend a few minutes thinking through the ideal onboarding program for your business. Create a list of the activities, events, and meetings that every new hire should be exposed to. Map them onto a calendar and create a schedule that you'll follow with your next new hire. No matter where you're starting from, this is one that you can make better with just a little time and deliberate thought. Do this, and you'll start seeing tangible results right away. I promise it. And as a reminder, if you want to get a peek into my Radically Engaged Team Assessment, simply go to my website, www.tourtoprofit.com, and you'll find the link right there on the homepage. I hope that helps. If you've got specific questions about how to get started or what changes to make right away, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask. I'd be glad to explore possibilities with you and help you design an onboarding program that works with your business and energizes your team. Now, before we go, 2 quick asks. Share this podcast with your fellow business owners. I'm trying to get these free business tips to as many business owners as possible. I want every business owner to be successful, and this is my gift to you and to them. Thanks for passing this along. And lastly, please leave a review on this podcast. The more thumbs up this podcast gets, the more it will be found when someone's stuck or struggling and looking for advice. Your review can help make this happen. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to tune in next week when we're going to discuss lessons from the U.S. men's gymnastics team. You won't want to miss it. Meanwhile, if you have a question, suggestion, or would simply like to connect, shoot me an email at rich@tourtoprofit.com. Now go make it a great week, and whatever you do, ride hard.
Thank you for listening to the Ultimate Business Tune-Up. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. In the meantime, find more resources at tourtoprofit.com and connect with Rich by sending a message to rich@tourtoprofit.com. Until next time, ride hard.